Hey Brandon, so talk to me about Bible reading plans.
They're okay.
Yeah.
I think a lot of Christians, pagan New Year, Gregorian New Year, right? For the record, God says the New Year's in the spring when Aviv is spotted in Israel. So if you want to be biblically accurate, that's how you do it. But it's a convenient time for a fresh start, right? People talk about New Year's resolutions. Christians especially, they want to do a New Year fast. They want to start a new Bible reading plan so they can get through the whole Bible in 365 days. And there's all sorts of plans that are mapped out, and all you have to do is follow along and read it and make sure you're completing and checking off the boxes. Those are okay, but I feel like if you're going to be a Berean or if you're going to be a real student of Scripture and a real follower of Christ, you need to be focused on quality and not quantity. I think a lot of people misunderstanding, they don't get questions answered just for the sake of getting through the Bible to say that they've completed again for another year, and it hasn't changed them. They haven't applied it to their life. They haven't sought after that understanding to change who they are, to be a better image of who Christ is, to be a better obedient servant. So, as you're trying to formulate this plan to read through Scripture, my encouragement would be don't feel like you have to read the Bible in 365 days. We could get into the concept that it's not even God's calendar that we're on, so why would He be concerned with us squeezing in a full reading from start to finish in a year, right? But I think at the end of the day, we need to study with an attitude of hunger to find that understanding, like Proverbs tells us, to apply it to our lives to change. Right? That wisdom is going to be how we yield new fruit, how we look like Christ, how we have those changes in our behavior and our attitudes and our mentalities that we continually struggle with, and how we see that restoration and we allow God to work in our lives. So, find questions in Scripture that apply to your life. Find the things that are difficult to understand, and then take those to the Lord and crawl through Scripture. Like with our Bible studies, we joke that it's going to take us a year to go through Isaiah because we go so slow. But the amount of understanding and wisdom that the Lord has been able to yield in those studies is greater than if we were to just blast through Isaiah in 2 months, right? Because it's not about just reading it to finish it. It's about reading it so that the Lord can use that to change who we are and to give us a better understanding of who He is. So that's the encouragement. We start a new year, definitely, there's always room to improve in how often we read the Scriptures, how much time we spend in prayer. Those are always, it's always a good time to start. I'm not saying that, don't start because it's a new year because it's convenient, right? It's a kind of an easy cutoff for us. But I'm just saying, change your perspective a little bit, because now is the time where we need to be letting the Word change us and build our understanding for the things that are coming and building our faith up. We need to be building our faith up while we can and while we have the freedom to and while times are good, and not be wasting what we've been given as essentially a gift. Because if we believe that we're in the times that we're in towards the end, we understand that things can get ugly and we may not always have this liberty and this freedom to. So that's my encouragement, right? Change your perspective, allow the Word to change your life, and don't be concerned with trying to check the box off of just reading it to read it, right? Get your questions answered.